Welcome to BizTV's Beyond the Brand. I'm Kelli Phillips. Today I'm joined by Katy and Scott Cotten, founders of the first hair extensions only franchise system. They'll tell us how their business model is transforming the future of beauty franchising. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more of BizTV's Beyond the Brand. They didn't just open a salon, they pioneered a new niche, the first extensions-only franchise system nationwide. And they're here to share how their focus on specialization, guaranteed quality, and a high-margin, predictable business model is transforming the future of beauty franchising. Joining us today are Katy and Scott Cotten, the founders of Dakota London. And Katy and Scott, thanks so much for joining us today. First, before we get started into Dakota London and how y'all founded it, I want to know a little bit about both of your backgrounds, where you grew up, what life was like that led you to do what you're doing today.
Would you like to go first, Scott? Okay, thank you. Wow, life growing up here in Arizona was amazing. Have lots of friends and family here. Growing up towards the end of my high school year, our high school graduation year, I really was starting to think about what I wanted to do. And hair extensions, hair, always was something that I was so incredibly interested in. And I followed down that path. I entered beauty school and I moved to New York City and went to hair school there, and really found the passion for the industry. I had an internship offered to me when I was there, and I decided that I didn't want to live in a big city and work my way up. So I moved back to Arizona and opened my first salon at 20 years old. It was an incredible experience being such a young entrepreneur. I learned so much about the industry at such a young age. And I moved into opening my second salon at 25. And now we have 3 hair extension specialty salons.
And Scott, what about your growing up and leading you to where you are today?
Yeah, so I grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I come from a long line of entrepreneurs, my grandparents, my parents. And so I've always been working on business ideas and starting businesses and things like that. So, it brought me down memory lane a little bit. So I had my first haircut when I went to ASU. My first haircut when I got to ASU was at Katy's salon when she was 20 years old. And so, anyways, we didn't meet for many years after that, but that was funny to remember that. And so when I saw, Katy and her business, we just kind of came together, and it's just been an amazing ride creating Dakota London.
So what was the aha moment, Katy, that you went, there really is this niche business model that is not filled right now with hair extensions?
Yes, it was such an interesting thing early on in the industry. I was one of the first hairstylists in Arizona specializing in hair extensions. And as the industry started to evolve and more people started to get into the industry, I really had a bigger understanding of the quality of hair that was needed. Also the specialty in the service. I really learned a lot about being a stylist that does color and cutting as well, and doing all the different chemicals, and really not having that time to work solely on extensions to perfect them. And there's been so many different health concerns that have come up over the years. Clients have come to me losing their hair, and that was really the heart behind me wanting to specialize in hair extensions. The gaps we filled are being specialists, doing this all day long, carrying our hair in stock. The quality of hair is so incredibly important. And so going down that road of getting into sourcing hair and understanding what the client really is looking for and the longevity of hair. We were ready to go after we, kind of filled all those little gaps.
Now, Scott, most salons, clients have to wait for hair extensions to be ordered, but this is something that they can just come in to one of your places and they're already there. Is that part of the key to the success to your business?
Certainly, that's a big one. This is a highly researched service. However, when someone picks up the phone, they are ready to go. And so we really are able to facilitate that same day. And most of our clients really, really love that. And not only that, when they come back, if they wanted to change their hair color at one of their appointments, we have it ready to go.
So how has your franchise grown over the past, say, year, and where do you see it going in the next 5?
Well, we just started. So we actually have our very first confirmation day on Friday. So we have some folks coming in from Salt Lake who are interested in some territories out there. So we're really just starting. We've been working at this for about 3 months. So, and we already have our January, confirmation day booking up. So we're getting a tremendous amount of interest. And, I think in the near future, say 3 to 5 years, we're going to be a national brand and be one of the fastest growing beauty franchises on the market.
I was just reading a post on social media where it was talking about how more and more older women are going towards the long hair extensions. What do you think the popularity of longer hair has to do with the success of your business?
Wow. Okay. Well, longer hair and the success of our business. It's really interesting. I feel like women come to us because they want to feel something that they used to feel. And giving that long hair really gives you that youthful feeling back. So I feel like really it's just having that availability to feel like you used to feel, whether it's a shorter, medium length or long length.
One of the things that you mentioned is you really like helping those people that have lost their hair from cancer. Can you tell us what they go through and what you go through as their stylist?
Absolutely. Yes, we have many clients who have been with us for many years who found out they had cancer, and having them come in and us have to go through that process to remove that hair. It's always a very emotional moment. But I do feel like since we have, they've been under our wing feeling wonderful with how their hair looks before they have cancer, it gives them that reminder that someday we'll be able to give them back that look. We just had a client, Brooke. She went through 25 rounds of chemo. She had breast cancer. It was pretty aggressive. The community of Dakota London just wrapped our arms around her through the entire process. And it always makes me emotional. The day that she called and said, do I have enough hair to, start putting the extensions back in? And it was such a Dakota London moment for us. The staff across all locations were sending messages to her, and she came in and we were able to do a shorter version of what she had before. And, those moments are just so golden for why we're behind the chair. It gives us so much purpose seeing these moments.
And just the inspiration to keep going. I mean, you just help one person and that leads to another and another and another. What kind of person or background does someone need to have to become a franchisee of Dakota London?
I would not say they needed to be a hairstylist or in the industry. I think a person that is people driven, that is about making a difference, organized, dedicated to building teams is always a very strong suit for the brand. Scott, do you?
Yeah, I think that, leadership is always a huge quality, and someone that finds value in systems. We've really built systems that are revolved around efficiency, customer experience, and really just delivering the best product possible. So that a lot of the guesswork is taken out for the franchisee, and the support system that we built with the Dakota London Academy and the training and all the guarantees that we put on our hair, they inherit. So just inheriting our supply chain alone is just a huge advantage for someone to joining Dakota London.
I want to talk more about that, but we need to take a quick break, so don't go away. We'll talk more Dakota London whenever we come back on BizTV. And we're back with Katy and Scott Cotten, the founders of Dakota London. And we were talking a little bit before the break about what you're looking for as far as a person for franchisees. But for those interested in owning a franchise, what's the initial investment for Dakota London?
Right. So we're at about $375 to get started. That includes the build out, the inventory, your working capital, all of the equipment, and so it starts right around the 370 mark.
So how soon before someone can be up and running with a franchise?
Well, yeah. So we're all brick and mortar. I would say lightning fast is probably 7 months, but we expect them to be open, I would say 9 to 10 months.
And is there training that goes along with it, or you just say, here's all the resources, go to town?
There's a tremendous amount of training. We try to, we kind of drip it in as they go, because initially it's all, site selection. Mm-hmm. So there's really no need to literally, be reading all of the modules that we've set up online. So we kind of focus just on one section at a time, and we really give them cues on, when they have their LOI for their space. Now we're looking for staff. We're getting the staff onto Dakota London Academy, and then get their baseline knowledge and techniques, and then we have their staff out here in Arizona to really get them floor ready for the grand opening.
Now, I know you mentioned Utah is next in line for having a franchise, but what other territories, where do you see this being a very viable franchise for others?
Wow, I think this is going to be incredible in so many places. I think Nashville is a hot market. I love Denver, Texas. Boise, we've had a few interests in some of the smaller communities, and I think they're going to do amazing there because, there's nothing like that in some of these smaller areas.
So
I think that we're ready to go in any city, really.
So if there's somebody watching and they're thinking, maybe this could be for me, what's the best thing for them to do next? Do they contact you? Do they look more into it? What would you recommend?
Yeah, they can always go to the website, dakotalondon.com, and fill out a form. And from there, one of our sales team members will reach out. And then what happens is they will go over some unit economics. And then at that point, if they want to move forward, we have discovery calls every Monday and every Thursday. And then from there, if everything is moving forward in a way that they want to take the next step, we have confirmation days, one day every single month. And that's where you can do site visits and meet us in person.
Now, Dakota London is the first extension-only franchise system. What makes this unique concept more scalable than a full-service salon?
Because we specialize in hair extensions, we carry all of our hair in stock. Our stylists are trained to do 2 different systems and to do them the best. And, the same day installation really was a big gap in the industry, having access to that hair to do a same day service. And I feel like stylists who have been in the industry for a very long time doing color, they move into specializing in hair extensions. They really find that being a specialist is the highest of value, being behind the chair doing this service. We also cut out the time of the hair coloring. Clients are usually in the chair for about 2 hours instead of 5 hours. We also, a really cool thing, we get this asked all the time, how do you do your color matching? And every single color that we have created was all hand created by me back early in the day, early on in us building Dakota London. And we have really understood the market trends and the different tones in hair. And we've been able to cut 20% of this color and 20% of that color and make these incredibly beautiful custom blends. And we can match just about anything.
Wow.
But from a franchise system, I think it's important to address, as an owner, trying to learn full service salon is extremely difficult to do. This is a very repeatable business model since we're just doing one service. We have two systems, but this is someone that can come in without any salon experience, where I think it would be very, very difficult for someone to come in to buy, let's say, a salon franchise that does many different services without any experience. I just don't, that would be a lot to ask of someone.
Yeah. And talk a little bit about the number of times. I mean, this is repeatable business. They don't just get hair extensions once and then they're done. How often do they come back? And is that part of the franchise model?
It is. Yes. They're back in our chairs between 4 and 8 weeks. The typical maintenance is about 6 weeks. So you have that reoccurring revenue each time.
That's perfect. One of the big, I guess, buzz phrases in the hair industry is hair is power. Do you agree?
Hair is power. Absolutely.
I mean, if
we get all of our good juice from our hair.
Exactly. So this is something that you're help creating and putting smiles on people's faces. I've got to ask, where does the name Dakota London come from?
We named Dakota London after our firstborn, Dakota London. She is now 17.
And what does she think about this business and her name on it?
She used to think it was really cool. She said it was her business. Now, as she is growing into her own little entrepreneur herself, she has a few funny things to say about it.
Yeah.
She
was signing the trademark agreement at 10 years old because it was based on a real person. That she has a memory of that.
Do you think that she will have the entrepreneurial bug like the two of you have had?
Yeah, she already does.
She already does. She's an entrepreneur already.
Yep.
If folks want more information, where's the best place that they can go to find information on becoming a franchisee for Dakota London?
DakotaLondon.com.
Easy enough. Well, Katy and Scott, thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and best of luck and continued success.
Kelly, thank you for having us.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks for watching BizTV's Beyond the Brand. Be sure to subscribe to the BizTV YouTube channel, where you'll find full episodes of this show, fresh BizTV content, and a few surprises each week to help you stay inspired.